Not like we could stop you.
And my pocket. Okay.
Another one.
What the? There we go. Everything seems live. Everything is good. All right. When last we left our lovable misfits, they had returned to the inn and discovered an attack on the inn where everything started in this town.
Well, we didn't discover it. We heard about it.
Exactly.
Mm.
I still don't know what the fuck that is. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Darth.
It's part of my job. We are telling a story, and to do that, you need all the pieces of it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
In that case, tell us how this ends.
Yeah, tell us how this ends.
We're collaboratively telling the story, and I kind of need to see your pieces to see where we get to know that.
Mm.
Darth knows what the end is, but we need to fill in the pieces to get to that end.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps you'll get information today that'll lead you closer to the end.
I forgot. What was the last thing we did? We woke up and then found out that, or no, we came back from.
You came back
to
from
find commotion in
recon
our end.
where Waver actually used their cloak to impersonate an investigator sent by Hakon at the site or at Simon's house.
Mhm.
And then Jane also snuck in rat form and didn't get caught this time.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very
Because
true.
they were the invisible stealth rat.
They were a super invisible stealthy rat, yes. And then when you arrived back at the inn, you discovered that there had been another attack.
And
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Padre and I got pricked by thorn bushes and took 2 damage.
It's also true. All right. So what are you thinking you want to do next?
We
we could
We
either
definitely-
do what we wanted to do or go investigate.
well, why not both? We I'm not saying both at the same time, but there should be enough time in the day to go to the inn and get the information and then
Yeah.
sneak in.
It's a good thing you clarified not at the same time, because I was thinking of like
I was thinking of the same time, yeah.
Party.
It's fair.
Okay. So I assume we should do the inn first then.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sneaking in could end badly.
I mean,
Okay.
if nothing else, it's more information to info dump Paycon with.
True. Distract them for longer.
All right.
Up to the inn.
Off to
Other
the
one,
inn.
Not the one we're in. Not the one we're currently in.
I believe the inn you're heading for is the Three Swans Inn, if I'm not mistaken.
We were in the Free Swans and we were. Yeah,
Green
we were in the Free Swans and we headed to the Green Griffin.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Fair enough. One of these I have written on paper. One of them is actually.
I remember the made-up fantasy inn names better than the DM who made them.
I mean, I have one in my digital notes and one in my paper notes because they're separate situations.
I still want to go to the Red Griffin.
Not in this town.
Reptile.
I prefer the blue
Maybe another
unicorn.
town.
Guys, we've already made this joke.
Yeah, I know.
Loop.
It's for those people who haven't watched every episode.
Well, then they should go back and watch it all from the beginning.
Yeah.
They can, but
You're
not on
missing
Twitch. They would
out.
have to do that on YouTube.
Well,
Twitch
they should
only holds it
definitely
for
go do
a
that
certain number
and-
of days.
Yeah, but they definitely should go do that and also subscribe to Darth Wingnut.
Hell yeah.
YouTube.com/DarthWingnut.
I agree with all of this. All right.
We are definitely not paid to tell you about how great
Hashtag
Darth
not
Wingnut is.
sponsored.
This is true because I can't afford to pay any of you.
This is actually true. We are not.
Hashtag not sponsored.
All right. You arrive back at the Green Griffin. Padre, you feel very nervous.
Oh god.
I thought you were gonna have him roll a perception check.
Not gonna lie, that was my first thought too when you said my name.
The hair on the back of your neck is standing up.
The single
it
hair.
is.
You're pretty sure that you see movement in the shadows. It could just be that you're paranoid though,
God.
because the area's, PTSD happening.
How much gold got stolen from you again?
Not that much.
Like 80?
Like 80 or something.
About
Pretty
that.
sure it was in the
An
millions.
amount. A million? I've been questioning how
Some sort of
Padre
million
had that
gold.
much.
1 million gold, yes.
I'm wondering how Padre was
Man.
walking around with that much in his pockets.
Bag of holding. This isn't that
Like a
bad.
holding. Yeah.
At that point, you can afford a bag of holding. This is true.
How much is a bag of holding?
You haven't checked.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know we could buy a bag of holding, Darth.
You were even at a magic store.
Forgot
You
magic.
didn't even ask.
Well, we asked what they had for sale. They didn't say anything about a bag of holding, Darth.
That's true. They didn't. All right.
Okay, we're at the inn.
You have arrived at the inn. The inn seems deserted right now.
Mm.
Oh. Well, that's good. It'll be easier to sell when I'm being pickpocketed.
This is true. This is true. The door for the inn is actually broken. It is off its
Caved in?
hinges. What was that, Livio? I didn't hear you.
I said caved in.
Just knocked right off its hinges.
Oh, so just you could put it back on.
But
its hinges if you wanted to.
is the door inside
It is
inside the building,
it is pushed
or
in,
is it outside?
and yes, it's off its hinges
Okay.
inside. Yes,
Okay.
We were already
So-
told what caused the attack, right?
yes.
No. Well, we were. What
You-
caused it?
The
Oh, yeah, the
description
spirit.
matched the undead thing that
I forgot
fought
about that.
with Jane and Eterna, or Jane and I apologize, Waver. The time you were at the cemetery.
Can I try to see if I can figure out like where it went after the attack?
So, looking around, you see a lot of damage leading almost a direct path to one of the corners. Chairs, tables, everything until it gets to that corner just smashed to hell. Splinters everywhere. You see blood, but you don't see anything off of that path for damage. There is still the innkeeper there. There's no other staff, just the innkeeper there, because it's going to be slow enough they can handle it themselves. If you have any questions.
Gotcha.
About how fresh does the blood look?
About an hour and a half old.
Okay.
Is there anything else of note aside from the damages?
Give me a perception roll.
Perception.
Yeah, I need to know if you're getting pickpocketed.
That's gonna be a 6.
You're not getting pickpocketed.
Nothing that you can see.
I have a +4 to perception as well. That's upsetting.
Nothing you can see, Livia.
I could also roll for perception if that's fine.
Sure.
Let's see if there's anything. Nope.
You can see if you're getting pickpocketed too.
23.
23. God damn.
You notice 23 is a pretty good roll. You notice that the blood in that corner specifically has a layer of dust over it. Blood
Ooh.
looks fresh, but there's a layer of dust over it.
Peculiar.
Did they say how many of the spirits there were?
They didn't say spirits.
Oh, any of the
They said
creatures?
they described the same type of an undead that Jane and Waver fought, which was definitely a physical form.
And
Can I tell if the layer of dust over the blood is like just normal dust?
You can't.
Or like
There's
that you
no.
would-
There's no way to tell.
Okay.
Quaver
The-
is going to try and find a person to talk to.
There's an
The
innkeeper
innkeeper?
here in the inn. I mentioned that,
yeah, I was.
and he's kind of looking at y'all with a very odd look. Like, what the hell are you doing here? Look.
Olivia's gonna look towards him and be like, "What the hell happened here, buddy? We were here like what 3 days ago.
About that.
Everything was fine."
About that. Well, this thing broke down the door and just started smashing people and furniture and everything. And we shouted for the guards, and the guards came, and they fought. It was messy, and then it turned to dust.
Like by itself.
No, like the guards beat it up enough that I assume they killed it.
Um,
I've never seen
Wha-
anything quite like it though.
where were
That
you? when this
explains
was
the
happening?
dust over the blood.
I'm sorry, Livio, I missed that.
Where were you when this was happening?
Let me just make a roll here.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, I need. I know where he was. I want to know if he's being honest about where he was.
Ooh.
I was hiding under the bar. That thing was fucking scary, and it was tearing people apart. And this place is not worth that to me. I was hiding.
Okay, checks out.
Understandable.
If anyone wants to do an insight roll, they can find out that he's telling the absolute God's honest truth.
He sounded like he was telling the truth.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
If I can get, let's go with an intelligence roll from everybody.
Intelligence.
Yeah,
It's straight intelligence. So,
just straight intelligence.
It was almost a 15. It's a 9.
I just need this for in a bit.
That's another 2. So a 3 in total.
11.
Honestly, not totally off brand for Livio.
19.
Okay, cool. I just needed that for in the future.
I don't like that.
Interesting.
No.
That's ominous.
Not really. You should know what I ask for intelligence rolls for, right?
Common sense.
That's usually
Ah.
wisdom.
Let's see.
That's usually what.
No.
Intelligence is frequently memory.
No.
See.
So that's me checking for when people ask me certain questions, I'm going to be able to call back on this.
Waver is going
Okay.
to ask the innkeep, did you hear this undead creature say anything?
Well, that's a good question. He may have heard that. Said something about Noah deer. I have no idea what the hell that is, but that was the name that he kept, or that was the word he kept saying over and over again.
Would you
Hmm.
say you have no idea what that is?
Can I smack
Sorry,
Padre
sorry.
upside the head?
The innkeeper grabs a bottle and takes a big swig.
Make a performance roll.
Make a performance.
Wait, me?
Oh, the innkeeper's just like,
Yep.
ah.
Well,
Anyhow, it's gone, but I'm not gonna get any business for the next few days.
Okay.
Can I offer you any drinks? Food? Anything?
What time of the day is it?
It is about 2 in the afternoon.
what do you have for drinks?
Mostly ale. Might be able to find some wine in the back.
Hmm.
I'll take a pint of ale.
Anyone else?
I'm
Pass.
good.
Thank you for the
I'll
offer, though.
pass.
Okay.
How,
For-
how much is the ale?
He wants 5 silver for it.
All right.
It's expensive ale at this point.
Thought about it. I really thought about it. We were talking about Molotovs last episode.
Oh shit.
I thought about it. Livio's not smart enough to come up with that, though.
Who
Livio
needs
the
fireball when you have Molotovs?
Livio the anarchist. Okay. So yeah, you get served an ale, Padre. It's okay. It's not great. It's a little sour, but it's hearty.
You're
It'll get the
saying it's
job
not
done.
5 silver worth.
No,
All right. Well, yeah.
eh, you know this place is not top notch anyway. What are you folks wanting to do?
I mean, I don't think we can do anything else here.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm good.
okay.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
All right.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say.
Yeah. Like you remember from when you were here last time, as I said with Padre and the ale, pretty much everyone who was here was just having this crappy ale. They couldn't afford much, other than that one person who was eating.
Mm.
Well, actually, I do have one question for the innkeeper.
Okay.
If Livia's gonna look at him again and be like, I know you said you were hiding behind the counter, but did it look like that creature was looking for anything specific or just going on a rampage?
Sorry, he rolled a natural one.
Natural
Uh,
for what?
Intelligence, I
I
assume.
remember, I guess.
no, it was try and put pieces together.
Ah.
I'll be honest. As soon as it smashed the door, and tore apart George, I just jumped under the counter and didn't see anything else.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
No one else has anything? All right,
No.
No.
fair enough. I will allow you to move on to go talk to Hakon and break the door down to the tombs. I mean,
Yes.
The what?
I'm making fun of
The
you.
what?
That's ominous.
I'm not the one who wants to break into the guard tower.
Oh, is it because you? Is that like you
It's
said?
because
you
it's
think
gonna
you
be
might
our
break-
tombs. Is the joke.
That was the joke.
Okay.
All right,
Did-
Mission Impossible. Let's go.
What's the plan again?
Plan. We have
What's the
plans?
plan again? He says.
We have plans.
Livio's gonna look at Waver and be like, "What's the plan again?"
Okay, here's the plan. I turn you invisible, and you sneak into the guard tower while we distract Hakon with as much information as possible. You find whatever you can in there, whatever it is that you're wanting to find, and potentially help us with this investigation. After that, you come back here, report everything, and then we continue based off of that information.
We're trying to find the book, right? So we can.
Well, yeah, that's something Livio's trying to find because Livio doesn't think that's destroyed. He thinks the Hakon's lying about that.
Oh yeah, right.
He's gonna give Waver a thumbs up.
All right.
Also, just make sure that you're not, when you're invisible, you're not around us.
Okay.
Cool.
Coming from somebody who knows that there's such things as see invisibility spells,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
doesn't want the incrimination, to spill off view.
Fucking Livio's just there waiting for them. Honestly, not entirely out of character.
So, I, I'd say we'd get a good. We're close, but like not too close to where we're gonna be doing this. And once they're a good distance from the place, Waver is going to cast invisibility on Livio.
Okay.
Awesome.
Livio, you're invisible.
Awesome.
You arrive.
Waver,
Go ahead.
yeah, Waver's just gonna double check, make sure that everyone's on the same page, because she does not want this to go wrong.
Livio gives you a big
Remember?
thumbs up that you can't
No,
see.
he's invisible. Yeah, he would. He totally would. He'd give a thumbs up if the Waver cannot see. Oh yeah, and Hoodie is desummoned. Of course.
That makes sense. All right.
There we go. Waver's going to walk up to the entrance way to the manor.
The guards staying out front. How can we help you?
I'm here to speak with Hakon regarding the murders.
All right. I will send word, and he will be with you shortly.
Cool.
He sticks his head in the door.
When the guard isn't looking, um, Padre just kind of looks at Waver and kind of like does air quotes short.
Sure.
You gotta know where you sit on his priorities list, my friends. All right. He looks back at you. Yep.
Real quick, this is out of character. So the place where the rest of them are right now is not where Livio's going, right?
That's
a different
correct.
building.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay.
Connected building.
Connected building, but different entrance.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The guard looks at you. He'll be down shortly. And you can hear the quotes in him saying shortly.
Shortly.
Livio, what are you doing?
Waiting far enough away from the group until Hakon's there.
Planning on waiting for that, are you?
Yep. Look, Livio doesn't want to feel Waver's wrath, okay? He's going to be cautious.
Waver.
Hi.
You got a 19 on that intelligence check. I'll use that now.
I did.
You know how long your spell lasts.
Yes.
Oh no.
And you know that he kept people waiting almost an hour last time.
Hmm.
Did we ever decide a hand emotion for Livio to go, or was it just he's gonna go?
It was just go, I think.
Yeah, just go.
Okay, well, we have a problem then.
Well,
I mean, Jane could always message him.
I mean, Waver
Like when-
also has message.
Waver
the
also.
problem is,
Waver could message him.
the problem is, Livio is invisible. Waver doesn't know the exact location
Yeah.
of Livio, which is a requirement for message.
That's
Hmm.
unfortunate.
This is a problem.
It
This
is a
a
problem.
problem.
It is a problem.
How long does invisibility last again?
An hour.
1
hour.
hour.
Ah.
See, I didn't realize that the plan was to wait.
Well, I thought that was the plan. I thought they were going to distract Hakon. So Livio's waiting for Hakon.
All right.
Waver is going to think quickly of a way of signaling to Livio to go anyway. And kind of on the spot, she'll just like turn to the rest of her party members and just loudly exclaim, "Oh, Livio, where did you go?"
Oh.
All right. Livio, you hear this? What are you doing?
What do I roll to see if he can connect the dots on that?
Wisdom.
Please, Livio,
All
be
right.
smart for once in your life.
We'll find
It's not the
out.
smarts that's the problem. It's the common sense.
No,
Ah.
it's a 6. I got a 6.
You definitely feel like there was a message there. You're not sure what it was, but you feel like there was a message there.
You know what? I don't doubt it. Livio would just go, "Guys, I'm over here."
Is the guard still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
But if he didn't know about the plan, he definitely would. But because he knows the plan, he's gonna stay quiet.
Mm.
Okay.
Although something really funny I could do, I could have Livia walk up to Waver and whisper in her ear while invisible.
Is that what you're doing?
That'll. You know what? Yeah, he's gonna do that and whisper. How long does this spell last again? Making
Waver?
sure the guard can't hear him.
You hear a disembodied voice asking you how long the spell lasts.
Okay. I I need to flip a coin here because Waver can have one of two reactions to this.
How long has it been again by now?
At this point, only about 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Man, I really hope he gets clocked.
Okay. Knowing that she has a party mate who is invisible and the situation, Waver is just going to quickly send a message to, now that she knows where he is, saying to Livio, the spell lasts an hour, you need to go now.
He's going to give another thumbs up and book it.
Another invisible thumbs up happens. Got it.
To the guard tower.
Because, as I said, the other reaction would be, oh shit, a disembodied voice, attack!
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
All right. Livio, you're headed for the guard tower.
yeah.
Okay. The path to that is off to the west of the manor. And
Yeah.
you don't see anyone on the way to the door for it.
Weird. But all right. You gotta keep going.
You get to the door. Leads in.
Was there a window?
There are three windows. No, two windows. I apologize. One on the north wall, one on the south wall. The guard entrance extends about 10 feet from the rest of the building. And it's got
Is
the
it
door.
possible to get to a window?
You can get to the window. The problem is the windows have bars on them.
Oh, well, I guess through the door you go.
You try to open the door and it is locked.
Is message still active?
Message is only active when it's used.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I have anything. Do I have anything? Tinderbox.
Don't suppose you have any thieves' tools.
No.
Okay.
So the doors, is it like locked shut or magically locked shut? Do I know that?
There is a keyhole on it. There wasn't on that magic shop that you had the lock on earlier.
Is there any other way in?
That depends. Are you able to?
What do you mean that?
Are you able to get through the windows with the bars?
I don't know. How thick are the bars? Or what? How big are the gaps in between?
Your head won't fit.
Then why are you saying that?
Because there are reasons or ways that could be possible. I didn't say it's possible for you.
This is out of character, but what was the reason we made Roshi invisible for this and not Jane?
Because
Because Roshi's the
Roshi
one
is
that wanted
different.
to, investigate.
Oh, right. Okay.
Are there any animals around?
No. I mentioned that there are no animals in like the entire city at this point.
Yeah. Does summoning a beast cause a sound?
No?
Can I use man, I don't know what to do.
There are a few options.
I'm thinking. I'm not good at thinking, but I'm thinking.
I thought of a couple.
I'm thinking I'm Padre.
Go away, Padre. Can I use Beast of Land to summon a rat? Or is that too small of a creature?
I mean, it's fine if you want it to look like a rat. That's completely fine.
Yeah. And then with the rat,
Mhm.
I will I'll cast Beast Bond on it. Which, because it's friendly with me, I can. Oh,
I mean, it will obey your commands anyway because that's what it is.
yeah, I know, but I'm just. You know what? No, that doesn't do anything. I don't know what I'm doing, guys.
Please continue with your thoughts here.
I think
I
what you're
thought-
doing is good.
You don't need to cast the spell. You don't need to cast the spell.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, casting a spell could probably be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just thought Beast Bond was something that I could use it to see out of the rat.
Casting a spell will end your invisibility.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Just
But
make
that's honestly in character for Livio.
it-
Well, I guess I'll just send the rat in.
Okay. You lift the rat into the window. What are you directing the rat to do?
I guess um the first thing Livia's going to do is, does he remember what the book looked like? Looked like?
Livio, yeah.
Yeah. The first, he's going to instruct the rat to look for the book, but then if they can't find the book, uh, he'll tell the rat to find the map. Look for a map.
Map. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave Livio there for now.
That took too long, and
And
I apologize.
I'm going to move on to the rest of the party.
Hi.
The door
We're here.
opens much wider, and, well, Hakon is there. Yes. You have more to discuss with me?
Indeed, we have gathered quite a lot of information since our last meeting.
Okay.
First of all, we decided to investigate the home of Simon Turcott, believing that we might be able to find a lead there. So, myself and a companion of mine entered and investigated, and what we found was quite interesting. First things first, all of the guards within reported, at least to one of the guards, the chief guard's testimony, that they had bouts of memory lapses, moments of time that they just did not remember. The chief guard themselves was a part of these people who had these memory lapses, and according to all of them, Simon Turcott just mysteriously died with no one in there. However, if we add in the possibility that they lost track of time while this was happening, it's entirely possible that Simon Turcott was killed in the interim where their memory was, shall we say, hampered.
Okay.
However, that alone wouldn't have been enough to come in and tell you all of this. Hence, we have more information for you. My companion, through their methods, was able to find a carving on one of the guards' the
Bedroom.
bedroom, bed chambers. The name Noah Deer.
Can I get... let's get an insight roll from everyone but Livio.
Uh-huh. Not bad, 12.
Oh man, just because I'm not there doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to
19.
not roll.
I
Jane,
got a 5.
his ears visibly perked up when he heard the name Noadir.
Okay.
And
But
of course,
out of character question, what race is Hakon?
Hakon is human.
Okay.
and of course, as you know, the revenant that we face. Well, sorry, Waver wouldn't say revenant because she doesn't know what a revenant is. She would just say the undead creature that we faced was speaking the name of Noah Deer, and we heard reports of a similar event happening at the Green Griffin.
Yes,
According
I'd
to the
heard that the
innkeeper,
guards dealt with the creature there.
yes, and according to the innkeeper, the undead creature was saying the exact same thing about this Noah Deer. So, our primary suspect right now is Piotr, the head of the guards of Simon Turcott's household. However, part of me is hesitant to completely call him out as the definitive culprit. Part of me rather believes that he's being manipulated, more like a pawn in the game, if you catch my meaning.
Okay.
However, we are definitely certain that Piotr was the one who killed Simon Turcott. whether willing or not. That is without doubt.
Hmm.
My current conclusion, based on all of this evidence, is that there is a necromancer in this city, someone who is raising and bending the spirits of the dead to their will, and who is using that power to possess people, and potentially using those spirits also to kill people, people that they view as troublesome. This would explain the abnormality of such certain deaths. After all, one of them was found much older than they should be. And, well, having your life essence drained away can do that sort of thing.
Okay.
So, that would explain all the deaths so far. But then what about the Revenant? What about these undead creatures? Why would someone who has control of the spirits be raising such creatures? And why not do it sooner? My guess? They've gained power from the deaths that they've caused. The chaos and havoc within the city are allowing this necromancer to gain more strength and raise even stronger forces. The the undead creature we faced was just the beginning of that.
I see. Okay. Well, I will certainly follow up on that. Was there anything else?
Just one thing that we wanted to double check about. When we spoke earlier, you spoke of a spirit board. I am unfamiliar about what such an object would look like, and if we were able to find it, that would most certainly be able to expedite the process. So, if you could give a description of what one of these things would look like, that could be of great assistance.
A spirit board is um, well, a board, usually a reasonable size, with letters written on it that one would have an indicator, and the spirits will control where the indicator goes to make letters into phrases. It's a way to connect to the other side,
I see.
to communicate with spirits
So,
that have passed.
I see. Hmm. Would it potentially be possible for the inscribed wood that we found in Simon Turcotte's home, specifically near Piotr's belongings, with the name Noah Deer, to be the spirit board?
If it only had the letters for Noah Deer, I don't see how.
I see.
It would be very hard to communicate with just those letters.
I see. Waver would then turn to her companions and gesture for them to be able to speak, add their own inquiries and statements
With
to this
caution.
conversation.
Did anyone else have anything they wanted to add before I get back to Livio?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything
I
either.
mean, Waiver pretty much summarized everything.
Yeah.
All right. Livio, I believe you're standing at the window looking in. You see your rat coming,
Yeah, that's
dragging.
in character.
What's this?
Yeah, that's in character.
Yeah. You see your rat coming through the room, dragging a book behind it.
Oh.
It is a blue-bound leather book. It is not. You can see immediately it is not the one, but it's close. And the rat tries to jump out the window with it, but it slams into the bars, and it falls back in, And the rat falls out with 2 pieces of paper in its teeth. You hear a thump inside, and you hear footsteps, though.
I guess he's going to quickly unsummon the rat, pocket the 2 pieces of paper, and then go far enough away from the group.
Okay.
Probably in the opposite direction into like some foliage or something. Maybe hide in a tree.
Cheers. All right. Cool enough. At that point, for the rest of you, Hakon says, if you have any further information, feel free to come back.
Of course.
He turns around. Can I get perception checks from the 3 of you?
Sure.
Livio, I'm assuming you passed this already, so don't worry.
So almost at
16.
18.
8.
Pass what?
Okay, so someone got an 18 here.
I
Oh
got
no, I said
16.
I said I almost got an 18.
Waver and Livio both see a handful of guards out by the door looking around. One of them has a blue book in his hand. All right.
Guys, it's all going to shit.
I mean, you haven't got caught yet.
Just don't jinx it.
All right. What are you doing?
I mean, as far as Waver is aware, they've done everything they can to stall Hakon at this point. So I assumed that we had set up a meeting place for us to
Yeah.
go to. So Waver would just start heading there.
All right. What are you doing, Livio?
I guess he's gonna try and do the same thing and not get caught.
Cool. Okay. You're able to meet up, but
Oh, thank God.
a 10-minute walk away from the manor. That's fine. I don't have any problems with that. All right. And I assume, Waver, that you're dropping the spell?
Once Waver is pretty confident that Livio is out and not in a bad situation, she'll drop it.
Fair. All right, Livio, you're visible again.
It didn't work like we thought it would. I apologize. That's what he says to Waver.
You are still holding on to 2 pieces of paper, however.
Well, he pocketed that.
Okay.
Yeah, he pocketed the paper and hid in a tree. But Waver, I'm sorry. We didn't account for the door being locked. The doors were barred. The only thing I could do was send a rat, and they grabbed the rat. Found a blue book. They tried to jump out the window. They hit the bars. The book fell back down when the rat fell out. I have paper. He's gonna pull out the paper and hand it to Waver.
All right, Waver is going to read what she has
fell
been
out of the book.
handed.
I don't know.
Yeah, there are 2 pieces of torn paper that have rat teeth marks in them.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was this. 1 second. The first one's writing is posted in the Discord. If you want to read it, great. Otherwise, I will read it. But
I mean, it's up to Eterna. Eterna has the papers.
Mm. Waver will read it out to everyone as she reads it. Ahem. One day I shall uncover the complete key of Zal, but until then I will settle for the scraps of knowledge I have gleaned in my research following the work of Ankarsiri.
I'm sorry.
Ankasari. It appears he and his wife were in the city of Jinesh not long ago, and there uncovered one of their curse, in quotation, items, which they have since confiscated. This particular item of power is a spirit board that is said to give you command over the spirit bound to the board. I can see many uses for an item of this nature. If I ever get the chance, it should be acquired.
and the second paper.
I have received a missive from a peddling local lord by the name of Darius. I would almost certainly ignore his request, but something in his message speaks to me, reminds me of other events that had started to happen in the city of Janesh some years ago. Murders that seemed to make no sense, loyal guards and servants turning on their masters, lifelong friends picking up the blade to end the life of a comrade. Could the spirit board have been freed from Ankosari's hand? Is Ankosari himself to blame? I will investigate. And if I am right, I will be on my way to controlling the key of Zal. That's all it says.
The key of Zal.
So, Dar isn't Dar what city are we in again, Darth?
1 second. My notes for this. You are in, I believe, you are in the city of Realis.
Realis. And who is the lord here? Is it
Darius.
Darius?
It is Lord Darius.
So, Janesh is the city where the spirit board was originally in, and now it's found its way here.
So someone in the guard tower is looking
Can
for
I try
this?
to see if Audrey can remember, would recognize the name the key of Zal or whatever, or however it would be significant.
Mm, You can try an Arcana roll, but be aware we are talking a huge DC.
Oh fuck.
Oh. What?
Yeah,
What?
nine's definitely gonna cut it.
Wait a minute. How is
I
that?
mean, nine's
Just
pretty big.
Hold on, that's weird. The dice rolled on my screen and the top and it said had a 17 on the die, but it's saying I rolled a 3. Plus 6 is 9.
I mean,
So I
the
don't know.
dice never
Whatever.
lie. Dre. The dice
It's
never
fine.
lie.
I'll be honest, I
Judging
didn't
from
even
what
see it
Judge
pop up
said,
properly on mine, so
I don't think a 17 would have worked.
no,
Yeah. 17 plus 6 would have been 23.
which still is not quite enough.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
What are you doing?
Um. Okay, Olivia's gonna look at Waver. They are looking. We should burn the papers.
Mm.
This is all. Probably gonna just say this is almost certainly
If
written by. Shit, what's the wizard's name again?
Akon.
This is almost certainly written by Hakon, right?
Most certainly.
I have no idea. But if they find the papers on us, we are in trouble.
Yes.
Agreed.
I think Waver would like take out her own like little diary or whatever she keeps like information recorded in, just write it down and then just quickly dispose of it.
It's fair. I mean, it's not like
So,
you have a problem with creating some fire to get rid of it.
yeah.
Yep. I mean, Padre burnt a doll to a crisp, so it's fine.
I was,
Padre could just do it again.
I was gonna say Jane can just create a bonfire because she feels like it.
I
I have a tinder box as well. I could do it.
Yeah. Waver also has a
I
tinder
could.
box. You can
Can
do it
you?
yourself.
You could just light it on fire with prestidigitation, no?
No.
Isn't prestidigitation non-harmful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that would cause the fire to be harmful. So
True,
But-
true.
But create bonfire being a cantrip for druids.
Mm.
okay, but
It
I
is
don't think
true.
we should do what
Yeah.
what kind of bonfire does it create?
it's
Like an actual bonfire?
yeah, it would create a bonfire. So like I'm hesitant to
Look,
do that because I don't want
that's
to like
fair.
create a
The-
big thing.
Look,
just to
the
burn
smoke
somebody's
inside the city, guards are gonna be flocking that area the moment they
Yeah.
find it. Do not do it.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Waver has Waver has a tinder box. She can just quickly create a small fire to.
I
burn
also
it
have a
to
tinderbox.
ashes.
Well, hold on. I have torches too.
Fine.
Why do we need
We could
torches?
light a torch.
Darth, you
Okay.
have
Why
an
can't we
entire
just
fight
light
with
it on
tinder
fire
box.
with the tinder box? Why are we adding more steps here?
You're right. Let's just use the tinderbox. And
We're
light-
fight- I love how this is the one thing we're fighting over. Fighting over how to dispose of 2 pieces of paper.
I'm kind of surprised that
Alright,
you just
alright.
didn't eat it. Just saying.
So, this confirms a few things. First things first, Hakon isn't behind the murders. At least not yet.
Not yet. Oh my god.
Waver's
Well,
joining the
considering what
pre-crime
he said-
division.
Considering what he said in his own, well, we're assuming his own journal here, he wants the board for his own uses.
Yes.
He does at least in some way intend on using it for his own ends, which would
What
not
the hell
be
is the
very
Kizal?
good. No idea. Never heard of it.
He's not interested in bringing whoever is responsible for these murders to justice. Rather,
did-
he's only
what
interested
did
in
Kadri-
acquiring the spirit board that they are
What did
probably
Patrick roll an
using.
Akarna check for again?
To see if he knew what the Kiozal was.
Oh, okay.
Waver absolutely doesn't know. I'm not even gonna roll. She just doesn't.
Yeah, Livio doesn't know what half of the. He doesn't know what the city of Janesh is. He doesn't know what the Kizal is.
Waver,
Hi.
can you do me a favor?
Hi.
Can you make me an Arcana roll?
Oh, okay.
Right after you said you weren't gonna do it.
2. I got a 4.
Yeah, no, you don't recognize it at all.
Yeah.
Can I roll an Akarna check just for fun?
Sure can.
Let's go.
Watch your
Nat
roll
20.
like a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh my god! God, this really is the meme of my dumbass character's gonna try and decipher the runes. Okay, roll nat 20. Dig your brain.
Really? I've connected the dots. You haven't connected shit.
Livio. 1 second here. Can I get the rest of you to mute or to deafen yourselves for a minute?
Okay.
Oh, no.
god.
Oh god.
Livio, you remember the name Zal as a greater demon that at one point actually threatened your kingdom about 300 years
Oh,
ago.
God.
You remember he was sealed away? You know no more than that.
Do I know? I don't know where he was sealed away.
You assume one of the hells.
Oh, so it's a greater demon that was sealed away. That's what I know.
Yeah. But of course, this has information from your backstory, so I have to deafen the others,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Alright.
get it.
Alright, I'm gonna let them.
Okay. Yeah.
There.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry,
Okay.
folks. Oh, waiting on waiver.
Man, I can't believe the dumbass character knows.
Sorry about that, folks. That was
Oh, that-
surprising.
Look, I'm surprised. That was.
If I
I
let
said
you
I
make a
wanted to-
roll, I have to deal with the consequences of the roll.
just to check, Jar, so that because I do actually like watching back the videos of this stuff just for fun. Is it okay to do that with this episode? Will that give any information that I shouldn't know?
Possibly some information on Olivia that you shouldn't have, but that's okay. It's up to you, as long as you don't play with it.
I probably won't, but yeah, I just like to check just to make sure that
It's fair.
I'm not violating too much.
So Livio's eyes are going to widen a bit, and then he's just going to say, "So I've heard that name before. Demon. It's a demon.
A demon.
It's a demon that was sealed away."
Would you mind?
Kadri's
giving
gonna
me more
seem
information on
surprised that Livia would know that Livia of all people would know something like that, and is going to be skeptical.
I don't.
Waver is going to
I-
walk up to Livio and just stare them dead in the eyes and just say sternly, "Tell me everything."
I don't know much about Zal, but all I remember is that it's one of the greater demons that was sealed away. That's literally all I know.
So this key is to unseal it, then I would assume.
I'm assuming that whatever that means it's not good at all.
No, definitely not good.
Sounds pretty bad.
That yeah.
That's certainly a reaction, Jane. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
Like, hold on. This demon, if they needed to be sealed away, there had to be a reason, right? So
What
fact
wouldn't
that-
be a reason?
Hmm?
What wouldn't be a reason to seal something like that away?
well, that's what I'm saying. Is like the fact that they had to be sealed away speaks to how bad it would be if they were to be released again.
Yes, very bad. And Hakon wants to find the key.
Hakon didn't write anything to us, did he?
Hakon did not
I don't
write
think
anything
so.
to you.
I don't believe so.
You have
Huh?
never
I like.
actually
I
seen.
think I know what you're thinking though. Like,
I
trying to
was
compare
thinking
the
of that,
handwriting, or-
but no.
but
You
no,
cannot
we don't
verify
have
his
any
handwriting.
No, but we're pretty sure it's just him based on what it says.
I feel like I've heard the name Ankasari before as well.
You
Yeah,
definitely
it's
have.
the guy who's
That's
yeah,
the
it's
guy who's
who did all the curse stuff with the museum.
Yeah.
It's the guy
yeah.
we're
That's
trying
the
to
guy
get
who
to work.
got.
Oh!
Yeah.
Right. I was like, why does that name sound familiar?
I don't know what you mean. There's things tied together in my campaign. What?
Yeah, there's something that's forming a cohesive story. No way.
Whoa, that's unheard of.
So, with the information that we now have, two things are very clear. First, we cannot let Keikon get anywhere near the spirit board. And two, even after we secure the spirit board and stop these murders, we're still gonna have to deal with Hakon.
Um, Darth, sorry, I asked you a lot because I have bad memory. What did the spirit, not the spirit, the quote unquote revenant that we don't know what that is, say to Jane again?
Jane, do you
About how
remember what
they
was
have
said to
the
you?
board?
Oh, was it you smell of the board or like you smell like the board? Was it not that at all? Am I misremembering?
I pretty much remember
It,
what
it
it
was
was, but
fairly close to that, and you
You will
shall
lead us
lead.
to the board?
Yeah, you will lead us to know
Okay.
a deer.
Okay. Yeah, it was you will lead us to know the deer.
we just need more information.
We should also probably not be giving Hakon more information to help him solve the murders.
But he invited you back if you have any more information to give him.
At at best, we give him information if he gives us information.
Yes.
Because so far, we've been basically the only ones who've been giving information in this little exchange.
But he also can't know that we are withholding information from him. Because
Right,
otherwise he will get suspicious.
right.
All right. So what's the thoughts? What's the plans? What's our next step?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know. I have a theory that Livio can think of in character.
Is it bunnies?
No. It's about the key.
Jane, you said that the undead we fought from the cemetery said something along the lines of you leading them to the board or something?
Yes. Something like that.
Do you have any idea why they would have said that?
No idea. I don't have any knowledge of this board.
Nor of the
Barely
name
familiar.
Noah Deer prior to
No,
us
my
being in the
character
city, essentially?
wouldn't have known anything about that.
Hmm.
So, I'm thinking that Noah Deer is either the name of the spirit trapped in within the board that's being controlled, or the name of the original person who used it.
That's a good that is a good theory. It was probably
According to
correct.
Are
the
those mutually
weirdest thing that
exclusive?
not necessarily, no. The weirdest thing that I can't get out of my head is Hakon's claim of hearing of a person named Noah Deer who was apparently just a common thief. It just
Hmm.
doesn't line up.
When did you hear this?
He told us about it when we first met, when we were first trading information.
I don't remember that. I
I
remember
actually do
asking about
remember
dog
that.
treats.
Does this town have like a town hall or anywhere where they keep like records or anything like that?
You mean the
Or
library?
like a library, like that would keep like the history of the town or whatever.
I mean, the one place you would be able to probably find that information is in Darius's place.
You mean the
So
place
no go then.
they just were?
Yeah. Yeah. That's precisely what I mean.
I feel like we need to get to Darius with that, but not through Hakon.
Yes, we should definitely tell Darius about this little bit of information we found. But she would
But
then
how?
perk up and turn to Jane. You
Oh no. Is it rerun time?
Getting a sense of deja vu here.
Is it round 2?
you already
Well,
went
it's
to
not
his
deja
abode.
vu.
You know exactly where he is. You could get there and give him the information.
That I do. Although I don't know how well he will take me just breaking into his place like that.
He'd probably
Man.
understand given the circumstances of Hakon's motives.
But
Man, this would be a great
he's
time
not
to
aware
have
of
Animal
Hakon's motives. That's
Messenger.
the thing.
Yes, we need conclusive evidence because at this point it's just a
Well, all we have right now is your notes on what the note said. We don't have the actual notes.
Bro, we just
And
destroyed it. Oh,
and then
shit.
our word against his.
even if we had the original documents, I don't think that would be enough. I mean, there are ways to forge such
like,
things.
can they forge unforged torn paper? Because the fact that the pages were torn out of the diary are proof enough, right?
Yeah,
Not
but we
nec-
burned the pages. So
Not necessarily.
Yeah, we've
Yeah, but
already
the
burned the
fact that they
pages.
were- Yeah, but the fact that the pages were torn out of the book leaves evidence of a torn page, and that gives more. What's the word?
Credibility.
Credibility
it would
to our
make.
claim.
Yeah, I believe it would.
First,
Not
we're
much.
assuming that we're assuming that Hakon even decides to give that information to Darius. I mean, he
Garth,
could probably
quick
justify
question.
it by you have enough to worry about. You don't need to worry about such a trivial matter.
Quick question, Darth.
Sure.
About that blue book.
Yep.
Was it just a pure blue book? Was there anything else on it that I would have noticed?
Go ahead and make me a perception. Yeah, I'll get a perception roll. It's retroactive, but sure.
I mean, we know for a fact that Darius can't have
15.
opened this diary, so
You're pretty sure you saw a sigil that looked very much like Hakon's sigil on there.
Yeah, Olivia was gonna tell the group that.
again, that
Okay,
doesn't
so
really
almost
do
certainly.
much for us. I mean, Lord Darius may not even know this book exists.
I mean, we were just assuming before that it was Hakon's, and that
Right.
we have more credibility to that claim. So, Jane,
Yes.
so that undead creature said that you would lead them to the board, correct? Is there anything on you that you think do that?
Nothing on me, no.
Here,
don't believe-
okay. Here's an idea. Do we about how far away is the city of Jadesh?
You're not 100% sure.
Okay, Livia's gonna look to Waver. We already told Haycon that Jane, the whatever the creature was in the graveyard, said that Jane would lead them to the board. If Haycon is looking for that board, we need to keep Jane away from Haycon.
Agreed.
Yes.
Would make sense.
I mean, to be fair, Waver never specified it was Jane who heard that. Uh, all Waver said was just that, yeah, the undead creature spoke of the board.
I'm pretty sure Livio told Haycon that is the thing.
Hmm.
I remember saying something like that.
All right. So that
The
sounds right.
So
the
what do you?
pages from Hakon's diary said that mentions Janesh, the city of Janesh, and that similar events had happened there a while ago. Maybe we could go there and see if we can get any leads there.
Can we find a map just to see how far Tanesh is? Like,
Yeah.
is there a map available? Or is there like a library in town maybe that would have a map?
Yeah, you could see if there's
What-
a library
what
that would
kind
have
of
that. I'm gonna ask for an investigation roll.
From Jane or everybody?
Anyone who's looking for a library.
I got 6.
20.
Padre, you're able to find a library fairly easily.
Okay. I'll go in the library and
I like
see if
it.
we can find a map that has Janesh on it.
All right, you go in, you find the maps section without too much trouble. You
I like rolling, so I'm
That's fair. That's fair. You
I
were
got
looking in the
5.
entirely wrong part of town, Livio. Um, you
Sounds about right.
you find on the map the city of Janesh. It is a city far to the east, like weeks worth of
So,
travel.
okay. Yeah. Too far to go then.
Have we been told how long Haycon has been in this town for?
I don't believe we have. Don't remember that ever coming up. But by if we're assuming that this is Haycon's diary, I assume not very long.
Well, we
At
don't
the
know how
bare
long he's been
minimum,
searching for his problem.
at the bare minimum, it has to be since these incidents
Since the start of the
started.
murders.
Sure, but
Yeah.
they only started just over a month ago.
Yeah. Only.
Hmm.
Man, I really wish I had Animal Messenger. Make it so much easier to talk to Darius.
If we were back at like our home base, I could give Bastion commands to my library to research like the key of Zal or whatever.
It's true, you could.
Or actually,
would-
I could, or we could do it on, or I could give it on Noah Deer, maybe. I don't know.
I
That would
feel
take
like
too long.
that would take way too long. Just go there and back.
Okay, well here we're at a library here, actually, right? Um, can I see
Yes.
if the library has anything on either the Key of Zal or Noah Deer or the
Just all
Spirit
in
Board.
general.
Just any of those three things.
Okay, so I told you before you were looking at about 2. After everything else that was happening, you're looking at about 3. Uh, Padre is going to be spending the rest of the night in the library, scouring every piece of it,
Padre-
trying to find this information.
That sounds in character for Padre.
Okay.
That Padre doesn't have any help. What are we doing?
Well, I mean, I'm saying what Padre's doing. The rest of you are helping. The rest of you are helping. I'm good with that. This is what I'm asking.
Even with all the help, it's gonna take them all night.
Yes.
Oh damn!
I mean, I feel like if we do help, it's more of a chance that we do
How?
find something.
Yeah.
So Gene will also help.
Yeah, why not? Lovely will help.
Yeah.
As soon as he finds a library.
Waver
Yeah.
is also helping, but I would like to note that Waver was way more focused on the whole Key of Zal thing than the stuff about Noah Deer.
Yeah, I feel like now that Livio remembered what Zal is, he'd probably be looking more focused on Zal as well.
I'd be more focused on
Just
Noah
all in
Deer
general.
because I apparently
We're all focused on different things.
I'm
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I'm the
fine.
one who's gonna
Padre's
lose.
just looking for any mention of any of those three things: the Key of Zal, Noah Deer, or the Spirit Board.
Okay. Padre, can you make me an investigation check?
-1.
22.
Cool.
That's not -1.
All right, Waver, can you make me an investigation check?
Sure. Du-du-du-du-du. Investigation. 7.
And Livio, can you make me an investigation check?
I mean, it's not a 1, so you're winning there, Waver. Where's his investigation? There it is. That's gonna be an 8.
And Jane, can you make me a constitution check?
Oh,
Constitution.
Constitution
Constitution.
at
Oh
11.
boy.
Okay. You're getting real tired.
Ah.
Okay.
Wait, but why is only Jane getting tired?
Why is only Jane?
I wanted Jane to be able to roll something.
I was also.
I mean,
I
Jane,
know what
Jane
you
was
were-
looking for stuff on. Yeah.
I know what Jane was looking for. I know what everyone was looking for. There are reasons I had rolls made the way I did.
Okay.
That's so
Okay, sure.
All right. Padre, you find a couple of brief mentions of the demon Zal. One of them is for the lesser key of Zal, as merely a mention of it as a book of demon summoning rituals. And in a different book, you find it mentioned that Zal is a greater demon and massive threat to the entire plane of existence, that was defeated by several great wizards hundreds of years ago. The exact methods of the defeat are unknown.
You said he was a greater demon in a massive threat to existence, and he was defeated by the
Yes.
wizards hundreds of years ago.
Yes, several wizards.
By 7 great wizards.
Several.
Several.
Seven?
Several.
Several.
Several great wizards.
I don't want to throw the number 7 out there because then people will assume that I'm throwing magical numbers out or something.
Years ago.
What did Hakon say he was? He just said he was a wizard. He didn't say he was a great magician.
Don't believe he did.
I mean, the storekeep said that he was what was it? A human pet?
A guard dog.
A human
yeah.
guard dog. That what it was.
An attack dog, rather.
Definitely
Yeah, that.
was worded as attack dog.
I'm going to bring this information to the attention of the others.
Okay. That is all of the information you are able to find on any of those subjects in this library. It is now fairly late at
Does
night.
the second book that mentions that he's a greater demon and who was defeated by great wizards, does it mention the names of any of these great wizards? Or
It does not. It mentions
okay,
the exact year. The year was, since I don't have the current year set, current year minus 327.
Does it?
here,
Did you
minus
specify what the lesser key of
327.
Saul? What was about the lesser key of Saul? Or was there anything about it in the book? Or
Yes, it mentioned that the lesser key of Zol is a known demon summoning instruction manual for all intents and
Okay.
purposes.
My head hurts, Darth. What are you doing?
Your head hurts. I'm the one who has to come up with all this bullshit.
Yeah, but we have to solve the puzzle, Darth. I'm not good at puzzles.
You play that game. It's all about puzzles.
Okay. Well,
Livia's gonna turn to Jane. You feeling all right? You look a little sleepy.
Yeah, I think I might call it for tonight. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the inn, get some sleep.
Livia's
Yeah.
gonna follow Jane.
Okay.
yeah, after looking through all the books and finding this information, Paddy's also gonna start heading back to the inn.
All right.
Before Waver heads back to the inn for the night, she's just going to go to the head librarian or whoever's in charge of this place and just say, I'll be coming back again sometime later to continue some research. If you're able to find any books in perhaps other languages relating to these two books, in reference to the books that Padre found.
I will see what I can do. Obviously, a donation would help me work harder at that. Libraries are not the same as public libraries, folks.
No,
I
but
know.
she'll slide over a gold piece.
Okay. Cool enough. And then you're heading
And
back
then,
to the inn?
after that, she'll head back. Yep.
All right. Everyone get back to the inn. Your meals are waiting for you there. It is fairly late, so most people have already eaten. Anything in particular before you go to sleep?
No.
Not really.
Not really, no.
All right. Just 1 second. I'm going to make a couple changes for a second.
Oh no.
I am
Oh.
kind of worried though.
Whenever you say you have to make a couple changes, they get worried there.
Well, no, I'm checking to see. No, I don't want a server deafen. Damn it. Can I get everyone except for Amber to deafen for a moment? I will. I will.
Okay.
Oh
post.
no, it's
Oh
Amber's
my
turn.
god.
I will post when it's okay. Amber, as you're
Yes.
sleeping, you're woken by a terrible dream. You're back in the Green Griffin, and
Okay.
it's that night when you first arrived in town. All the people sitting there, and you hear a huge bang behind you, and the door smashes open, and that same undead thing comes in, and all you hear is people screaming, and he tears somebody limb from limb and moves towards the corner, that back table, and you notice that back table is empty, but that back table wasn't empty. It wasn't empty the night you were there. That was the
Oh,
table that the guy who was eating was at. And then you
I
hear
see.
more screaming, and the entire inn is engulfed in flames. And as the flames lick your skin, you awaken. I'm gonna go tell the others they can wake
Cool.
up.
All right.
All right.
SMH. Jane didn't even have to roll for that.
For a second, when I saw the roll pop up, I was like, for a second, I thought it was Jane's stealth roll. I was very concerned.
No stealth rolls, no nothing like that.
I just rolled for fun.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Morning arrives. Jane, you do not feel very
Long
well rested.
rest.
Makes sense.
All right. What are you folks planning on doing?
How tired does Jane look?
Very.
About as tired as my soul feels most days.
That's not helpful, Darth. I don't know how tired you're.
You can
You can hear it in my voice.
you can tell I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Not really
Uh,
part. It wouldn't really be in character for Padre to ask, but
I don't think it would
Padre's
be in
making it.
character for me to tell.
Okay.
uh,
All right. What are you folks planning on doing?
I don't know.
Honestly, we kind of hit a dead end at this
We
point.
need to talk to Darius, but we don't know how to get to Darius without going to Paycon.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we could send Jane in again, but I don't know how well that'll work because Jane's very tired right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Olivia's gonna turn. Is Waver is chilling with them?
Yeah.
Olivia's gonna turn to Waver. So, boss, what are we gonna do now?
Okay.
Oh,
Perceptions.
Perception. Okay.
Perceptions.
Well, I guess that's what we're gonna do now.
9.
10.
18.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Anyone above a 10, which is everyone but Waver.
You said everyone above a 10? Because I
Yeah.
got 10.
Yeah, 10 or above. Sorry.
Okay.
Here's the whispering of rumors of death.
Oh.
Last night,
Oh.
there were 3 people found dead.
Where?
There was a person right outside the Green Griffin.
Green Griffin again.
There was some guard from the Simon this dead noble's house.
Simon
Simon
Turcotte.
Turcotte.
The person you're talking to is like sure. And the person who's talking.
Oh, we're talking to them.
Well, you're
Oh,
listening,
okay.
and I assume that you, because he doesn't know the last name. Whatever, sure.
Oh,
And another noble was found dead last night. Thomas Elkin.
I have no idea who that is.
Nope.
Thomas Elkin. Thomas Elkin.
Cause of death?
Looks like he was stabbed.
From behind?
You're not sure. The people aren't being that specific.
Do we
It-
have like
He was stabbed and robbed.
what about the guard? Oh wait, that was the guard. What about the other two? Were they stabbed and robbed?
Well, no, the Thomas Elkin wasn't the guard.
He was a noble.
No, I know. That's what
Alright,
I'm
that was
saying.
a,
With
that
the other
was
two.
misclick on my end. Ignore that.
The other two, one looks like he was. Looks like there was a lot of bludgeoning damage that went on. That was the one out by the Green Griffin.
Okay.
And the other one, the guard, that was rather gory. That's why people are talking about that one. It looks almost like he was filleted.
Oh my god.
Oh, I hate that. Ugh.
Yeah.
And
The
they
body's
were
probably
all
going to be
found in different
unrecognizable,
areas?
isn't it?
Pardon me?
they were found in different areas.
Yeah,
of the
those
city?
those three murders happened in completely different areas. Like Thomas and Simon at least lived in the same neighborhood-ish.
I say we go back to Simon Turcotte's house and investigate that one first.
I won't be able to speak. They'll recognize my voice.
Yes.
I mean, won't they be able to recognize you anyway?
I can make my cloak look however I want.
Right.
Jane's gonna pipe up and say that she had a vision last night relating to the Green Griffin, so maybe a good idea to go there.
A vision? What
When Padre hears that Jane had a vision, Padre's
Or a
going to
dream,
perk up and
rather. I'll
say,
say a dream.
"What kind of dream?"
It was, we were in the Green Griffin as if we were like in there for the first time, and then the undead creature showed up, started attacking people, started heading to the same corner as they did.
Were we there with you?
I didn't see any. I didn't see you guys, but there was screaming, and then the whole place caught on fire.
Interesting. Maybe we should check that one out first then.
It's all up to you folks. I'm following your lead.
I have a theory, and I don't like that theory.
Is it bunnies?
Is it a game theory?
Bunnies? No. Not bunnies.
Do you know where that quote or where that comment comes from every time?
No, I have no idea.
Have you ever watched the musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, I have not seen a single episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's from the musical episode.
I apologize.
It's fine.
I guess we're heading to the Green Griffin.
Yeah.
All right. You head to the Green Griffin. The door's been repaired.
Yay.
Nice.
There's still no one in there, just the innkeeper.
Hmm.
When we were in there before with asking the innkeeper questions, there weren't any guards around, were there?
No. This part of town doesn't get a whole lot of protection from the guards. You get the feeling they came in when there was an attack, they dealt with it, and they left.
Yep. Is the body still there or no? Or has it been hauled off by now?
The body's not, although there is a decent amount of blood still there. You can see where it
How
happened.
old does the blood appear to be?
A few hours.
Yeah, okay.
Livio's going to walk in, wave, and say, "Hello, we're back."
Would you like an ale?
No. No, thank you. Do you have anything non-alcoholic?
I could get you a water.
That'd be good.
He pours you water in a glass. The water's cleaner than the glass.
I love how you said that.
How much was it?
It's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Do you happen to know anything about the person who died outside here? Just a few hours ago?
Just another beggar in the neighborhood. There's too many of them.
Where exactly did they die, if you know?
This person who died, maybe 30 feet from the door.
Okay.
Do you know anything about a fire?
No.
Huh.
Although, if this place burned down, it's not like I could lose more money than I'm already losing. Didn't expect to open an inn where no one can afford anything.
I don't. You. Why? Why?
Why they can't afford anything?
No, like why are you making the prices so they can't afford anything?
Prices are
Didn't know.
what they are because I have to spend money to bring this stuff in. I am not charging more than what I need to survive.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like whisper to Livio. I think we're getting a little off track here.
Well, I don't know what to ask. We're here because of Jane's dream.
um,
I thought it might be relevant.
That's why I asked about the
Anyway.
fire, Padre.
I wasn't talking. that was a good question. I was talking about you asking about why he's charging so much for his stuff.
I
Anyway,
was curious, okay?
Curiosity's good.
Yeah, but curiosity killed the cat.
Satisfaction
Padre's
brought it back.
gonna kind of step away from the innkeeper and kind of gesture for the others to come with.
Are we just? Are we still in the inn? Just
Yeah,
away
still
from-
in the inn, just like
Jane, can I
away
get
from
an
the innkeeper
intelligence
a little
check?
bit.
Yes.
Oh no.
Thank you.
9. Okay. I've like rolled. I haven't rolled like anything less, no, more than a 5 for like a good while.
Oh,
You rolled a
you
6
an
on that
11.
perception check.
hey,
Okay.
hey,
Well,
hey, Jane. What do you think I go through literally every session?
Okay.
Look, man,
Yeah,
I
but-
don't just get lucky like me. I rolled 2 nat 20s this session.
yeah. Could you send that some
Once-
over here?
One Darth wasn't even prepared for it because I just wanted to roll it for fun.
If I let you roll it, I have to deal with the consequences. Them's the rules. It's all good. All right.
Why are we over here, Padre?
Yeah, Padre.
So, based on Jane's description of her dream and the fact that the innkeeper said there hasn't been any fires, I'm concerned that this dream of Jane's might be prophetic in nature, like predicting the future. It
Did
could also be
Jane-
nothing, but
Does Jane know?
I mean, it's still. Hold on, I might have to double check something with Darth.
Do we need to
do
deafen
you want us
again?
to def it again?
I was just gonna message him.
You can message in your private channel.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I did want to ask. What does Jade know for sure? It was the Green Griffin that she saw, and not something else.
I do know it was the Green Griffin.
Okay. Does Waver have detect magic?
No.
Okay. So Livio is going to walk up to Waver, or look at Waver because they're all huddled, and pass Waver the detect magic scroll that he bought a while ago, and say, "I think you'll get better use out of this thing."
So I don't think it's necessarily a prophecy because there were the same exact people there from when we first were here in the dream, except for the corner table, which didn't have anybody in it this time, whereas last time there was somebody eating.
Interesting.
Thoughts?
Is there
Plans?
any evidence of a fire at all?
No.
Maybe the fire in the dream could be symbolic in nature? I don't know.
Whatever it is, we're not getting answers here. That's clear.
Yeah, maybe we should move on to the other one of the other deaths for now. I say we go to Simon Turcotte's place and investigate that one.
Is that what you all are doing?
I believe so.
Yep.
Okay, you head over to Simon Turcotte's place, and it's a hive of activity right now. Whole bunch of people packing stuff on a wagon.
Hmm.
Wait, what are they? Where are we? And what are they doing? Packing? Why are they packing stuff onto a wagon?
I have a
I suppose we
guess.
don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet. I have a guess. But I will ask them what they're doing essentially.
The lady is moving.
Figured.
Wait, where are we again? I'm sorry.
Simon Turcotte's place.
Oh,
She no longer feels safe in this city.
no, I totally understand.
Understandable.
Understandable.
Where do you plan on? Do you know where she plans on moving?
I believe that is for her to answer and not my place.
Is this Pirat or whatever?
Piotr? No.
Pirati?
No, it's not Piotr.
Piotr.
This is actually Raza.
Who?
He was the guard who Waver was speaking with when they were in.
Okay.
Yeah. Since
So
since her
who
husband.
was the?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Since her husband was murdered and now the chief of her guards was murdered, she does not feel safe in the city, and she just wants to leave.
Oh,
that
Piotr was
Piotr
the one who
who
was murdered.
died. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Was who was the guard actually that got? But yeah, that answers that.
Do we know the name of the first guy who was murdered? Like the one outside of the Griffin?
No.
It was just a beggar, according to the innkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Thomas Elkin was murdered outside of Simon Turcotte's place, right?
No. Thomas
No.
Elkin was murdered at his own home.
I have no idea anymore. I don't.
Hmm.
What are we gonna do, gang?
Where was the body found?
Thomas's?
No, Piotr's.
Piotr's was found just outside of the manor, on the steps.
And it was filleted, you said?
Most of the bones in his body had been removed.
Oh wow,
Oh wow.
that's
That's way to go.
unsettling.
And I hate to ask this, but who found the body?
The lady.
Oh
Yeah, I was
god,
afraid of
that's
that.
gotta be
Rough.
traumatizing.
You can see why she is moving.
Yeah.
I think it might be a good idea to check Thomas's place.
Yeah.
Perception checks, please.
Let's go there.
Yes.
Oh,
Yay.
perception.
Perception.
Am I finally being
Okay.
robbed?
Yay.
5s and
17.
6s.
Uh,
I'm rolling 5s
15.
and 6s.
oh my god, you rolled above a 10, Waver.
I
Waver,
know.
Waver,
Hi.
you see a glimpse of something in the bush to the right of the stairs.
Mm. Luckily, I have a sentient shrub that I can send to go investigate.
I forgot about
I also
that.
rolled a 15. Oh wait, no, Waver rolled a 17. I thought. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's a broken jawbone, broken into 2 pieces.
Oh, ooh.
And that was glinting?
No. Just you noticed it to the side. It would have actually been glinting because it's
Oh my
got the blood on it.
God.
But yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, you find the jawbone busted into 2 pieces though.
Damn.
All right. What are
Are
you
there
doing?
any other bones scattered around
No.
the area? Just the job.
Livio's gonna turn back to the guard. Uh, I'm assuming you know about the other bodies already. Do you know if they were cleaned up already? And if they were cleaned up, do you know where we could find
The I mean the body of Piotr?
No. There was one outside the Green Griffin, and I believe Thomas Elkin died.
Thomas died?
Apparently, you
That's
didn't
what
know
I'm
about
hearing.
that.
That's what we've heard.
I don't believe we're leaving soon enough. Damn.
Do you know Thomas Elkin?
He was one of the nobles. The nobles sit on a council of the city.
How many nobles still live here?
Yeah, how many are left?
That's what I'm wondering.
Let's see. We've gone through. There are still 6 nobles left, not including Lord Darris.
Okay.
We really need to talk to Lord Derek.
And how many were murdered again?
6.
So
Man,
half of them.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Maybe none of the nobles would die, or maybe the nobles would stop dying if they just moved out.
Really need to
Just
talk.
all move them out. Or just move them all out. It'll be fine.
Can you direct us to where Thomas's residence is?
Sure.
Possible.
It's no more than a 10-minute walk this way. Any points?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. And good luck with everything. Good luck with the movement.
As you head towards Thomas's place, and I mean, the streets here are fairly nicely maintained, with shrubberies on the sides of the streets and everything. You're in a nicer area of town. It's good. Can I get perceptions?
Sure.
No.
Padre wants to know if he's getting pickpocketed. I know.
Yay, it's a
That's
big
14.
number.
a
It's
6 in total.
17.
Jane and Padre, you both see something in one of the shrubs, or one of the bushes beside the street. It looks like there's somebody
Yay,
hiding
Bobo.
there.
oh.
I'm
Yay,
gonna.
more bones.
It appears to be a man in plate armor.
Plate armor. Like, what were the
Does he
guards
appear
wearing?
to be holding a weapon of any kind?
He does not.
Like, okay. So it
Can
doesn't really look like an ambush then.
can I see his face? Is he like looking at us?
No, you can't see his face. Are you moving closer to see his face?
Yes.
You move
Yeah, I'll do
closer.
the same.
He doesn't move. As you move closer and look at him, you see at the center of his face, you see the dead, white, staring eyes, glazed over in death, um, of a man who looks to be about 150 and human, wearing the plate armor.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
So he's dead.
Yes.
And
Um,
this, I'm assuming this isn't Thomas either.
Probably
'cause
not.
Probably a guard.
Yeah, let's look at the corpse and try to see if we can ID him.
You look at the corpse. There is a sigil of a black stag on the corpse, on the armor.
Black stag.
Okay.
Okay.
But other than that,
Have I
there's
seen that sigil before? Or
no.
no?
You asked about weapons. He does have a sword, a short sword, sheathed, but he didn't have it out.
Sure.
There's something in his like pockets or anything that would identify him.
Like documents or anything?
I mean, you mean
Trinkets.
pouches? Because he's in plate armor. He didn't.
Oh yeah, pouches.
No.
Um,
Oddly,
Lydia's
his
gonna
pouches
look
have been. They're empty. They had stuff in them.
Hmm.
You're sure? Like no one wears a pouch that has nothing, but they're emptied.
Hmm. Okay.
Does Waver notice these two just starting to
Yeah.
Yeah,
investigate
Livia's
Yeah.
the
gonna
bush?
Yeah.
Livia's
Yeah.
gonna turn to Jane and Padre and be like, "What are you doing?"
There's a
They're
dead man over
rifling
here.
over a corpse here.
They like pull it out of the shrubbery.
I think we're just looking at it right now.
Oh, you
No, we're
just
just looking at it. I don't
Like,
want to move
okay.
it
I
yet.
apologize.
poking
Hey.
and prodding it maybe, but
If
do
there's
realize-
a dead guy over there, do you mean we should probably get the guard that we just talked to?
Ahem.
the one that's
Speak
7
with
minutes away.
Speak with
Oh yeah,
dead.
or Waver can talk to it.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Yeah, I would prefer to do it, looks around at the street, not in public.
Is there any point, like maybe
But
at the
is it-
side of the house or like behind the house where we wouldn't
It-
be seen?
Is
in
it
the street?
still in the shrubbery? Did you guys take it out?
We haven't
No.
If
taken
it's
that
still
We haven't
if it's
taken it
still
out
in
yet.
the shrubbery, one of us could just stand by Waver while they talk to the guard.
Yeah.
And people could think the Waver's just talking to us.
Yes, but this corpse also speaks. People could hear it.
yeah,
How
is there,
many
like,
how many people are like around us right now?
Currently, not a lot because people are currently freaked out because of the body of Piotr and the murder of Thomas. So this particular strip, people are nervous. They don't want to be there.
Meaning they're not going to be paying close attention to what we're doing.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
I was gonna ask, is there like could we go to like the side of the house or maybe behind the house so where we wouldn't be seen?
That will require us to move the body out of the shrubbery.
You're not at the house yet. Like this looks like the body was
Oh.
leaving that area.
Gotcha. So yeah, not. Yeah, I think it would be fine then just to keep it here kind of stay by it.
No.
All
Can
right.
I ask how the body, what's the stance of the body?
Standing, but the bush is definitely holding it up.
Does it look like the guy was trying to hide?
Possibly, or lean against it, or I mean, you don't know how he's settled.
All right, I think Waver just kind of speak with Dead, and we try to find out as much
Yeah.
like
Cool.
who he is and what happened to him and all that.
All right, Waver, you want to cast that?
We should have.
I'm hesitant to do it in this environment, but apparently moving it isn't an option, so
Yeah. We could put on a
I'm
bit.
more scared to move it
Like,
from here than to just do it right here.
Livio is going to move Pottery in front of Waver and have them both face each other. Okay, now go.
all right. But if something goes wrong, it's your fault for not, you know, doing the logical
What,
thing.
what's the logical thing? We can't move the body. People are going to see it.
I will say it. I'm just woohoo. It's not my fault.
Let's just go.
All right, she casts Speak with Dead.
All right. The dead eyes that are completely glazed over turn in your direction.
Hmm. Who are you?
I am Gaff.
What is the last thing you remember?
I saw a face I could see through.
What were you doing at that time?
I was standing guard.
What do you know of the name Noah Deer?
I do not know that name.
Hmm.
Livio's gonna perk up and be like, "What? Why did you die in the bushes?"
They only answer me.
No, Livio doesn't know that. He's still gonna say it.
Yeah, Waver says that in response to what Livio said.
I do not know how I got here.
Hmm.
Livio's gonna
That is
turn to Waver. Can you ask him where he was standing guard?
Waver.
Where he was supposed to stand guard?
No. Livia, I don't think you just. Livia, I don't think you realize what just happened. It answered a question not from the caster,
I
and that was also the fifth question.
I thought you asked it. I apologize.
No, I didn't.
That's on me. I apologize. I thought you had asked that.
No, Livia did.
No.
I thought
Okay,
after
so
Livio
that
had,
didn't happen.
yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought after Livio had asked you had repeated it.
Yeah, I thought Waver repeated it as well.
No, I didn't think Waver repeated it.
Mm,
Can you only ask 5 questions with Speak with Dead?
Every 10 days.
only 5. Yep. Well, no, not every 10 days. It only lasts on a corpse of 10 days of old.
If I'm not mistaken, it's possible I am. It fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the past 10 days.
Oh, I see. I misread it. Huh, interesting. Hmm.
Hypothetically, if the corpse did respond to Livio, what would that mean? I genuinely don't.
Not within the description of the spell.
Yeah, it's not within the description of the spell, meaning it's answering something that isn't within the spell's confines, which is very fucky.
Yeah, it doesn't have the power to do it.
Okay.
That's why I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have said anything there.
Yeah, but hypothetically speaking, if that actually happened, that would be very, very interesting.
Yep, but also misleading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Since that didn't happen, Livio's gonna pout and ask Waver. Can you ask what I asked?
No, it, that's a stupid question.
He's gonna pout and turn away.
Mm. Hmm.
It mentioned a face it could see through.
Yes.
Maybe ask something more about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about how to phrase that though to get the
Yeah.
information. Because first of all, it has to be a question, and then
Right.
second of all, it has to be a question that actually gives us new information.
And that it
Right.
knows.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask? Can you describe what the face looked like?
Then it will just say yes
question.
and not
Uh,
actually
Yeah.
yeah.
describe it.
It'll just ask yes.
But
It'll
it
just
has
answer
to.
yes.
It has to be a yes or no question.
No.
No.
Not necessarily.
But
Like,
when
But
you
if
that's
you
for
phrase
can,
it like
right?
that, if you phrase it like, can you describe it? It will say yes. Yes.
Because
Because it
could
will be able to
describe it.
describe it. It won't actually describe it though.
however,
Mm.
if you
Whereas if you tell it, say, if you ask it to say, or if you ask it how, if you ask it maybe like something like, how would you describe the face?
Then why don't you just say what did the face look like? That's not. They won't respond yes to that.
Yeah, that would
That'd be a
be
good one.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Waver will ask, what did this face look like?
I could see through it, and it looked like a man, but so old. The face was so aged. And silent.
Mm.
That was the
And
fifth question.
that's yeah. So it returns to just being a corpse again.
And now we get the guards.
Yes.
Okay, which guards are you going for? Are you going for city guards? Are you going to go talk to Simon's guards? What are you doing?
Probably city guards.
Yeah, I like. On the one hand, Simon's guards are closer, but that's like how many guards were at Simon's house?
Simon's house still had 4 guards.
I mean,
I
we
feel
can-
like
we-
I feel like they're kind of doing their own thing at this point, and like
Yeah.
pulling them away from what they're doing
Mhm.
is a bit. It feels a bit.
we don't. That's the thing. We don't need to grab all of them. We could just grab one of them.
Mm,
No, I think city guards are the best bet.
yeah, they can
How far
actually,
away are the city
do
guards?
something about it. The city guards can actually, do something about it. Whereas Simon's guards, what are they gonna do? Just tell the city guards.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you're heading back to Lord Darius's manor?
Sure.
Yeah.
Same guard as yesterday, standing out front. Looks directly at you as a group. Here to see Hakon again? One
We
moment.
found a corpse.
No. We found a corpse.
Someone's fucking dead.
Another?
And yes, another.
Yep.
We can take you to it if you like.
Not me. I'm on duty here. Give me a moment. And he pokes his head in the manor. Maybe a minute passes, and you hear footsteps coming from the east. 3
Hmm.
guards in armor all heading towards you.
hmm
We're
Once they're
told you have a
within,
corpse.
yes,
Well, we
one
don't
that
have it.
hasn't
We found
been
one.
one that hasn't been yet identified. It appears to be some guard. They're in plate armor.
Did they have a
We'll take
band
you
on
to
them?
it.
No, it was a black stag. It's a
Yeah.
black
Yeah,
stag.
it had a sigil of a black stag on it,
A black stag. The black stag is the symbol of Thomas Elkin.
We'll take you to the corpse, and Waver would lead the way.
All right. You take them all the way to the corpse. There's definitely the armor of one of Thomas's guards, but he has no guards this ancient. Someone who must have stolen it.
No,
No.
No.
Who was the other person that had old age symptoms?
It
I
was.
don't remember.
Let me see if I can find it.
It was one of. It
It's
was
one of the nobles, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was one of the nobles. Yeah.
I think it was Tamlin,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Tamwin
Tamlin.
Brightborough.
Yeah.
All-
This guy is showing the exact signs apparently of that Tamlin guy, right?
yes.
Old age, dead.
Yeah.
I
Old
suppose
age
that's
dead.
correct.
Abnormally old age.
I suppose that is
Hey.
correct.
Either way, body's here. I suppose you all know what to do with this and the proper procedure.
We will take care of it.
Thank
They-
you.
They start pulling him out of the bushes.
Mm.
What are you folks doing?
I guess we'll continue on
We wanted to go
to
to Thomas's place.
Thomas's
Yeah.
place. Yeah, Thomas Duncan.
It's interesting that one of his guards was killed, though.
Yeah.
You get to Thomas's place, and there are no guards out front. Doors closed. What are you doing?
Peculiar.
Knock
Guess
on
I'll
the
knock.
door.
And the door opens. uh, there's an older lady who's opened the door. Yes? What can I do for you?
His
I'm sorry, you know the master is
this is the
dead,
residence
right?
of Thomas Elkin, correct?
Yes, the master is dead.
So we heard. Um, we just wanted to ask a few questions and investigate the scene a little bit.
Well, what questions did you want to ask?
Audrey will kind of just look at Eterna. Or Waver, I mean.
Well, the first things first. What can you exactly tell us about the time leading up to his death?
Not a whole lot. I served dinner at about 5:30 yesterday. Um, then I cleaned up and I went to bed. Uh, I have no idea what happened after that.
You didn't hear anything?
No.
Hmm.
No. Was there any signs of struggle in the house at all? Or
Other than the dead body that's been stabbed a bunch?
I'm surprised you didn't hear a scream at all.
I heard no scream.
Hmm. Would you mind taking us to the room of his demise?
Certainly. It's just over here. And she points to the side and starts walking you there. It
Mm.
looks like a
Well-
study.
Hmm.
Study again?
Another study. Why is it always in the study?
Wasn't Simon killed in the study too?
Simon was killed in the study.
Yes,
He was.
Do you know what's a really...
because
Go ahead.
sorry, I was talking to myself.
Oh. Do you know what's a really interesting thing about studies? Frequently, you can
What?
catch people alone in their study.
Yeah,
Just
that's
saying.
what I was gonna say actually.
True.
So yeah, just all these nobles just need to avoid going to the study, and they'll be okay.
Livio's gonna turn to the old lady. Sorry. Who are you exactly? When can I ask what your relationship is with Thomas?
I used to be the cook and caretaker, but I'm out of work now, it appears, and I'm busily trying to pack my things.
Hmm. Who are the other staff that work here?
Well, I used to be the cook and caretaker. There was a guard. There was a guard named
Gaff?
Gaff.
A guard. Hmm.
I see.
Yeah, I think we may have found his corpse outside.
I'm not sure whether to grieve for Gaff or to count my lucky stars that I've survived the night.
Hmm.
Did you
Olivia's
have any
gonna
other
turn
questions
to
for me?
Waver.
Olivia's turning to Waver.
Yeah. Uh, you said before that Pero killed. This is a whisper, by the way. Uh, you said something about Pero killing Simon or someone, right?
Right.
Is it possible that Gaff killed Thomas? Was killed?
Oh, yes. I think I know the exact situation that's gone on here with both of these murders. Yes. I think things are starting to piece together.
Livia's then gonna turn to the old lady. What was Gaff? Was he like the captain of the guard by any?
He was the guard.
The
The
guard?
guard.
The
The
only
So,
one
guard?
in
in
other
the
words, Thomas only had one guard, and that was Gaff.
Why did he only have one? Most of the other nobles had multiple.
Yes, when the murders started, everyone started hiring mercenaries like crazy so that they could have protection, driving up the price of guards and mercenaries. And unfortunately, Thomas, love him, but he was not terribly wealthy. He only had enough to maintain a modest manner.
Okay.
We lived comfortably, but and even that was taken. See, his
Hmm.
belongings have been rifled through,
Oh.
his jewels taken.
Hmm.
Can I investigate the room?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was almost gonna look around the room and see if there's any clues of any kind.
she asks, "Is there anything else you need of me, or may I go back to packing my things?"
I think. Well, I'm done with questions.
She leaves.
I don't. I rolled a 16.
I rolled a
I didn't know if you
19.
wanted us to roll for that.
All right.
I rolled because you rolled.
Livio, you're a bad influence. All right.
You're just finding that out now.
You find right at the desk a whole lot of blood, but it is all positioned right there.
From our conversation with the cook or whatever she was,
Yeah, she didn't say her
did
name.
she seem like
She
she
didn't
was
seem too
grieving like the
distraught.
normal amount, or did she actually seem like unbothered, or
She
like
didn't sound
how did
distraught.
she see? Yeah, like how did she seem? How did she seem to be
Insight?
handling the? Okay,
The lady's gone, right?
yeah, she's gone now, but
Yep.
14.
You
She didn't seem unbothered, but she definitely appeared to be trying to put on that stoic soldier on.
Okay.
You guys didn't. We didn't remove the short sword he had. Yeah,
We did.
We did not.
we didn't check for any blood on the sword.
We did not. That might have been a good idea. But it's a little late for that now.
I mean, at the time we didn't know that. Well,
True.
no. Well, we knew that it was Thomas's guard, but the other guards were there, so we couldn't check.
Right. We didn't know it was Thomas's guard until we told the guards at the manor
Yeah.
that it was a black
That is
sigil
true.
of a
Stag.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
I don't think we have anything else to do here.
Ava is going to be looking around the study for anything relating to this council of nobles that has been talking about a bit.
Give me an investigation roll.
16.
Cool. You actually find a book of minutes from council meetings.
Mm. She'll just start flipping through it to try and find anything interesting.
Prior to just over a month ago, it is boring as absolute fuck.
Mm.
Then all of a sudden, there's murders, and there starts to be the hint of panic in those minutes. And you notice that before, there were 2 meetings a week. And then it got further until there hasn't been a meeting in 2 weeks now.
I see.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you were looking for in there specifically?
Hmm.
No, a deer.
Any hints of when a potential next meeting might happen?
There was, at the last meeting, just over 2 weeks ago, there was a call to put them on hold until after the crisis is dealt with.
I see. Well, that's one avenue of getting to Darius that we can't use.
I don't think there's anything else. You can just leave, right?
Oh, actually, one more thing. Does it mention in this book who is on this council?
Yes, there's a list of the names. I will get you the names later on.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
will I will
Waver's
jot them
gonna
into
make
the
sure
Discord.
Waver's gonna make sure to note it all down for
Mhm.
later use.
I will put them in the Discord in an hour.
In an hour.
Actually, looking at the time, probably a good place to stop for now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. You wanted to stop here, or you wanted to leave and discuss what you've come up with while it's still fresh in people's minds, so that I don't
Hmm.
have people losing their thoughts about what was happening. before we get to the next
Sure.
week.
We can do a little bit of discussion here.
Like the out of character discussion.
I know Waver was saying that they're pretty sure they know exactly what's going on. I was thinking that you could, if you went to the inn or wherever, you could have discussion in character with what's going on, so
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
that's the problem though. My theories are something Livia would never think up.
Mm. So yeah, once we've gotten to like a nice secluded area where we can like talk stuff out, Waver will just lay out her idea of the ghost that we're dealing with is specifically Noah Deer. The person who originally used this item, perhaps trapped by its own magics now due to a curse. I mean, it is a cursed item. There's got to be a drawback to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Noah Deer was the person, well, now ghost, who is conniving a lot of these actions. This ghost goes around and possesses people, causing them to forget the spans of time that they spent while under its influence. However, as it kills, it, it grows stronger and stronger, eventually able to do more and more. This recent string of deaths is the utmost example of that. Now it no longer needs to worry about its hosts surviving, because it can simply just drain away their life force right as it leaves. I believe Gath was possessed, made to kill Thomas, and then put into a place where their body wouldn't be found, and then their life force drained away. This ghost is an old entity and is probably using this life draining in order to restore its power, at least somewhat, potentially to overthrow whoever's using it. I believe the person who is using it is one of the people on the council seeking to enrich themselves and make themselves the one true ruler of this city. And finally, I don't think Piotr was killed by the ghost. I think Hakon did it, and he did it in a way to make sure that I couldn't get answers out of him. I noted that he had a jawbone, a broken jawbone, split into two pieces, such in a way that my speak with dead spell could not work.
because he had no mandible to speak.
Precisely. Hakon doesn't want me getting answers out of someone that he's killed.
Waver, how many people can Noah Deer possess at it? Because the gaps in memory were for all of Simon's guards, right?
Right. We don't know exactly how many it can be at one time, but I presume it would be at least one or two.
How many guards were in Simon's thing? Four?
Right, but the thing is, Pyotr reported that it wasn't like all of the guards all at once. It was some of the guards some of the times having blank spots.
Like they were switching,
Additionally,
they were possessing.
Hmm.
when we spoke with Gaff, he mentioned a face you could see through. That
Yes,
was that of a man who was really old.
Noah dear, our ghost,
That
the
was
thing
probably
that's being
motivated for a
controlled,
ghost. Yes.
the thing that's being controlled by the spirit board, probably trying to gain power so as to subvert the spirit board and, do its own thing.
Hmm.
Do you
And
think
yes, I think the culprit is one of the nobles on the council. It just makes the most sense.
Hmm.
is it possible, being that I was told that I'm going to uh lead them to Noah Deer, or like lead the undead creature told me that I'm gonna lead them to Noah Deer. Is it possible that I'm gonna be possessed, or is that just like, am I gonna be
It,
the one to stop it?
it's possible that you could be possessed, but my true inclination is that we are simply hunting for Noah Deer, the ghost that's doing the spirit boards, and these undead creatures probably, at least in some regard, noted its scent on you, so thought you knew where Noadir was.
I am just getting a
Simply
bit
because we were
worried.
investigating it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I am just getting a bit worried,
And
especially with
and
the
these
dream I had
revenants,
last night.
and these undead creatures are probably old victims of Noadir, rising to try and take revenge on the thing that was
Mm.
controlling them. Either that, or Noadir as a spirit can raise the dead to do its whims, but I think that's less likely.
Yeah, because these undead creatures said that they it seemed like they were more looking for Noadir rather than being controlled by him.
Exactly.
So
Can I get a
Yeah,
Can I get a wisdom check waiver?
sure. 8.
Why does it
Never mind.
always feel like the more one?
Yeah,
Why is it always
Yes,
the
you're
more
asking-
important ones that you fail?
you're asking me to roll something, Darth. I don't know what you're
You
expecting.
just rolled a 16 before that. Before that, a 14.
Yeah, because it wasn't that. It wasn't
This
as
is not
important.
important. Yeah, it's not important. The instant it matters.
Oh, Narnia's time.
But yeah,
anyway,
I think that's all for the in-character discussion stuff.
All right, that's
Yeah.
fair. I will give you all some experience.
Hooray, experience.
And thank you for coming out and having some fun with me on that.
Of
We'll s-
course. I'm
set-
really enjoying this.
I am as
Yeah.
well. We will see how things shape up. I think we made some progress tonight.
Oh, we definitely did.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, say goodbye to chat.
Bye bye,
Bye,
chat.
Goodbye to chat.
like that.
And
Also, I